The Guild is Maximum Lawyers' community of legal entrepreneurs who are taking their businesses and lives to the next level. As a Guild member, you'll build relationships, be held accountable, and learn strategies specifically designed to get you unstuck and accelerate your plan for growth. Members are also granted exclusive access to masterminds hosted around the country. Our next event is coming up, and we're heading to Scottsdale, Arizona. There's something truly magical about the power of these in-person connections where real-time breakthroughs happen. Picture this. You're surrounded by like-minded law firm owners tackling your business and mindset challenges together. The energy is electric, the insights are transformative, and the results are game-changing. Investing in yourself is the best decision you'll ever make. The knowledge, strategies, and breakthroughs you'll gain are priceless assets that will supercharge your practice and propel you forward. Join the Guild and secure your ticket to Scottsdale at the best possible price by visiting maxlawevents.com.
Run your law firm the right way. This is the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. Your hosts, Jim Hacking and Tyson Mutrux. Let's partner up and maximize your firm. Welcome to the show.
In today's episode, we're sharing a presentation from MaxLawCon 2020. That's right, our originally scheduled MaxLawCon 2020 speaker, Billie Tarascio, presented live to the Maximum Lawyer Guild community, and today we share her talk, Bringing Your Marketing to Life. Let's get to it.
I am a family law attorney in Phoenix, Arizona, and I also help other law firms, any law firm issues they have. My firm is Modern Law, and I will talk a little bit about that in this presentation, which is going to be on bringing your marketing to life, going beyond 2D marketing to really become characters. So most marketing for lawyers, most bios, most images, most descriptions are absolutely boring. They are very, very focused on a two-dimensional image of who you are as a law firm, as a lawyer, and with what you do. So the best characters in life are not two-dimensional. They're three-dimensional. They are much more than the guy in the suit who plays the role of the lawyer. You know about this character if they're a great character. You know about their struggles. You know about their home life. You fall in love with great characters who have a lot of different things going on with them. And I think you can do that with your law firm. But most law firms are doing a really bad job. So I was making this presentation yesterday and I Googled Arizona attorney near me. I wanted to just pick the first Arizona attorney I could find with a bio. And I went to this website and I took this first paragraph from their bio. And now I removed the name, but it says, attorney has been recognized and awarded by many independent organizations for his excellence in representing his clients. While nice, far more important to him are the many former clients and their families who reach out to express their appreciation for the positive impact he has had on their lives. Okay, I'm not going to read this to you because you can see it, but if this was in your hometown or anywhere, like think of all the lawyers that you know, can you identify any particular specific lawyer from this bio? Like, no, there is nothing here that is anything other than something that is just androgynous. Like it could apply to any one of us. It's kind of like when I talked about, if you guys have heard my talk about pizza and law firms and values, if your values are innovative, knowledgeable, and professional, it doesn't set you apart. And that's the same thing. So we want to take that same concept of being able to describe yourself with such particularity that somebody can look at your bio and understand exactly who you are. So what else can you do? Where do you start? Well, why do people hire? The best way to figure out what your clients are looking for and what they value is to look at their words. Look at what they write. Go to your reviews on Google, on Avvo, wherever you can find your reviews, and read what they said. I just took one of them yesterday. And so when you look at this review, don't think about how happy the client is or the fact that you got a 5-star review. Look at the words they used to describe what was important to them. So this person is saying that it's a post-decree matter, their divorce was final, but they had new demands from their ex. By the end of the first visit, I felt hopeful. There's your first description, hope. Our job is to deliver hope. Your awards and your ability to call your clients after hours isn't the same thing as being able to tell the person, the potential client in marketing, that you can deliver hope. Next thing he said was reassurance. And the next thing is super important, that I had done nothing wrong. The problem was the unreasonable behavior of the ex. Every single one of your clients wants to be validated in the decisions they've made. Now, this is something that most attorneys, like, who teaches us this? Like, we're not really thinking about validating people. We're thinking about analyzing and solving problems. But every single person who's out there, who's searching for a lawyer or who's sitting across from you, wants to be validated. So your marketing should come up with a way to validate them as much as possible. And then what else did they say? Wonderful, supportive, encouraging, and above all, professional, at a fraction of what it would have cost had I gone to my previous lawyer. All of that is a little less important and a little less instructive than this stuff up here. Hopeful, reassurance, I had done nothing wrong. If you look at your reviews, you will get a lot of information that is very useful that you can use. Now, I want to tell you a story. You are looking for a persona. So when I say you have to be three-dimensional and you have to be a character, it has to be a version of yourself. You don't have to share information that you're uncomfortable with or that you really deem private. You have to understand your persona and your alter ego. So on my 30th birthday, I was in Las Vegas with a bunch of my girlfriends, and we decided we were going to come up with alter egos for the weekend, because why not? And my alter ego was Nadia. Now, Nadia was from Brooklyn, and she was kind of hardcore. And this started at, I think, the Rain Tree Forest Cafe. And at this point, we had all chosen our characters, and they brought the appetizer late. They didn't bring the entree. They brought the entrees before the appetizer. And when the waitress came over to ask how it was, I went into full Nadia mode. Well, honestly, it wasn't that good. You brought the appetizer late, and we think that we should be getting a free dessert or whatever. So turned on this character, and it was super fun. But later in the night, we're out on the strip, and these creepy dudes are walking behind my best friend and my office manager, Caitlin, who some of you might know because she's been my friend for so long. And they started smelling her hair. And I turned around in full Nadia mode and bitched these dudes out. It was just like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And completely went off in Nadia on these dudes. And they were like, oh my gosh, we're so sorry. And ran away. But it was a fun character. To this day, my friends and I will sometimes bring these characters back. And she was a version of me, not the professional version that went to law school and became a lawyer and is a boss and is a mom of four, but a different version of me that had taken a completely different path in life and was a badass from Brooklyn. That's not my reality, but I can channel that and become that. Now, when you are choosing your character, you need to pick a version of yourself that your clients want. So what you're going to do is you're going to figure out how to combine what your clients want with some version of what you could have been, or the version of what you are when you are in your very best lawyer outfit. And that's going to be different for me than it is for you, than it is for my other attorneys in my firm. So here is the opening of my bio. When I was 19, my parents went through a divorce. I hadn't seen it coming, especially as the drama of the divorce and the resulting custody battle unfolded. My brothers and I were heartbroken. Our worlds were completely rocked. At the time, I was all too aware of the role that my parents' attorneys played in this life-changing transition for all of us. Their divorce changed the course of my life, and that's when I knew I wanted to be a family law attorney. What we do as family law attorneys affects people's lives, the lives of their children for decades, and I absolutely love it. So the reason that I wrote this is because it's true. It's a version of the truth. Do I get into the sordid details of their marriage? No. Do I share my divorce, which is relatively recent and I'm not ready to share? No. But if somebody reads this and they're going through a divorce, or they're thinking about a divorce, they're like, oh, she gets it. She gets it. She gets that my world is falling apart. It's not about the awards I've been given or the school I went to or my level of experience. It's about understanding the fallout of this transition on kids, on humans, and why I do what I do. So this is part of character. Also, another thing that we did to really get these characters of not just me, but my entire team was we got some professional pictures done. We brought in hair and makeup. We went into an old anthropology building. We got a photographer. We picked some colors and some clothes, and we tried to become a character. The essence of our channeling our most powerful lawyer self. I'm in this leather jacket that, like, the first time I put it on, one of my attorneys was like, did that come with a Harley? Because, like, it's a version of Nadia. Like, I am a force when people hire me and they want me to be their shield and they want me to be badass and they want me to be the person that will bitch out the people that are smelling your hair. And so what I'm choosing for my outfit in my headshots is something that conveys that. So you choose the character and then you figure out how to convey that. And then you bring it to the rest of your team. So this is our group picture that we took last June when we brought in this photographer and the hair and the makeup, and we did it all. And there wasn't a lot of props in this old anthropology building, but one of them was a table, and I'm 5'2", so I jumped on the table. And it's in our conference room, and people's individual pictures are also in the conference room, because when I'm doing the consultations and I'm always handing off because I really don't keep a lot of cases, I want to be able to point to these other people and come up with who their stories are. So Henry on the left is an immigrant from Colombia. And he's not just an immigrant from Colombia. He fled Colombia on foot and on horseback and joined a circus and made his way to Canada and entered the United States through asylum, where he learned no English. He's a fighter, and he's got just life experience that he brings to clients. And so for the right clients, you want to bring out those key characteristics of your people. Don, to the right, we call him the Godfather. He's had more than 40 years experience. He carries with such authority and such knowledge, and he's practiced in so many different areas of law, and he can get mediations done because people just look at him and crumble. So this is the type of information that you want to be able to use to describe your people. Here's a couple more, but I won't bring you through all of it. Here's another picture that we took that day, just so that we've got a couple of different ones that we can use. We'll probably do it again because I think, like, we're in a society right now, we're in a place right now that is very, very visual. And so you need words, you need visuals, you need movement, you need video, and we'll get to all of that. But what can you use this in? You can use this in your social media. So I took these same headshots and used Canva and turned them into different advertisements for each person in my firm. So yeah, this one says, after 40 years in practice, yeah, you can call me the Godfather. And he just takes care of everyone. Like, he's just very Godfatherish. So, like, invest in your people enough to learn them and know them. And here's the opening of his bio. He talks about the day he left Nebraska after he graduated from law school to go to Phoenix to begin practicing law. His father filed for divorce from his mom. And that was his first experience. And his dad used somebody that he knew as a lawyer. And then his mother never spoke his father's name again. Like, what is he conveying here? He gets it. When we have a consultation with a divorced client, they are bringing to us their entire life. They're sharing their entire life story, and they're so vulnerable. So you need to figure out what you're comfortable giving them preemptively to be vulnerable as well. This is reciprocity. Don't expect them to come in and share their whole story, their finances, open their bank account, talk to you about their sex life, talk to you about their kids, while you sit there stoic like the attorney. Like, because we have a professional relationship. Yes, your relationship has to be professional, but it's also personal. And so the more you can embrace that, at least a version of it, find your Nadia, find a version you're comfortable sharing with. And then the other thing we do is we keep it very real. We don't keep it just professional. At my law firm, we do yoga. We have an instructor who comes in and is basically a personal trainer for us twice a week that anybody can use. And we take pictures. We do acro yoga. Like, so we'll hold each other up with our legs and like do stuff because it's fun and it lets off steam and it builds our company culture. And I also use this not just for attracting the right clients, but also for attracting the right people to our team. So the people who are going to do well at my law firm are going to understand what it's like to work at my law firm. Guess what? I require you to be comfortable I'm going to take your picture. I'm going to put you online. So if you're not down with that, like, you don't get my law firm, because it's part of our culture, and we work out together. And you're not required, but it's strongly encouraged. And sometimes I do require it because it's good for us. It's a great team building exercise. And I believe in growth, and I believe in whole health. So if you see these hashtag, it's yoga days, yoga at work, yoga for lawyers, culture matters. Yes, we are hiring. It's easier for me to recruit because my marketing is not just for the right clients, but it's also for my future employees. Don't forget your staff. So Candace's bio, this is Candace, and she is a paralegal. She's my paralegal. She's been with me for a long, long time. And this bio right here has attracted clients. She's not a lawyer, but the bio starts with, I was in a long-term abusive relationship from the end of high school through my early 20s. What started as young love turned into a full-out war zone. I was surrounded by verbal, physical, and emotional abuse from someone who thought recreational drug use wasn't an issue. Then she got pregnant. And, these bios are raw, they're real, they're obviously endorsed by each person. I usually write them because people have a hard time writing with this much drama. And I know kind of the level of drama that I want, but of course it has to be okayed by them. And it's a little cathartic as well. This proclaims her story and she owns it. And it's brought us quite a few clients. And it also empowers her, and it tells other victims of domestic violence, it's okay. We're not better than you. So, and then this is a post that I've used about Candace, and it says all single mothers have superpowers. Candace's superpower is her brain and her will. And she's just an absolute badass. You can also take these photos and use testimonials to create posts, advertisements, to proclaim how amazing you are. So what are we doing here? This is about becoming three-dimensional. So we're using a lot of things. We're using images that capture who we are and what we want to be. We're using words of clients in our testimonials. So this one, it's a little blurry. So it says, Kylie and Amanda were amazing to work with. They helped me get 50-50 joint physical custody with my daughter that I wanted. And then here's another one. Kylie and everyone was always good about answering my questions. Modern law always put me at ease with everything. We collect client feedback from every single client at the end of a case. We use that to get reviews online. We also use those words in our advertising. So all of these are part of a combined effort to become three-dimensional in who we are. This is a Facebook post. So here's my picture. Here's a testimonial from a client. And here was its post on Facebook. So you can do it on Instagram, you can do it on Facebook, you can do it wherever you want to. And then there's video. Don't neglect or forget video. This is Jen. She is our certified legal doc preparer and our paralegal for modern law. And she does a video series here of 10 short videos about information and what is a certified legal document preparer, what is I do over, and we just become more real and more three-dimensional when we take it to the next level and add video. This is one of the other shots from our video shoot. As you can see, my face is completely photoshopped. The photographer took some license, and you can see that as well on Amanda's is pretty photoshopped. But it's fine. We're characters. We are becoming larger than life. We're embracing a character and acting within it. So that is the end of my presentation. And I would love to answer any questions.
Will Norman says, how did you go through the process of determining who your alter ego is?
So I think if you know this, your people know this, your clients know this. Why do your clients choose you? It's not because of your awards. It's not because of where you went to law school. You have something very specific about you that you offer your clients. And so it starts with figuring that out. Why are people hiring you? Why are they choosing you? Is it because you're nurturing? What type of a leader are you? What are you bringing to them? And then think more about that. Okay, are you that grandfather type? Are you like, I can tell you the 6 attorneys that I have, we all have different alter egos and they're all versions of ourself. So it's the amped up version of what makes you great. So you have to start with figuring out what makes you great and what makes you unique. And then how do we Photoshop it and turn you into a superhero character?
Awesome. And he said, he followed up with, do you have multiple potential alter egos and then choose one?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. So we all have a lot of different ways that we can embody who we are, but you have a sweet spot and it can use more than one characteristic. So like, I'm going to use an example. If we talk about Henry is the guy who traveled on foot and on horseback from Colombia, where he was escaping violence, all the way to Canada. He has a lot of different things about him. He's an academic. He's a writer. He's a researcher. He leaves no rock unturned. So how do I tie this in? Well, he's tenacious. He's brave. He'll take on cases that other people won't take on, and he will advocate for a client no matter what their position is. So that not all lawyers are like that. Some lawyers have different risk tolerances, and his risk tolerance is pretty high, and his level of commitment is pretty high. So if you have a crazy case and you want somebody who's going to be able to take it all the way, like, he's the guy. He's great in court. His experience and his language makes it so that people really listen to him because he's got an accent and he can present your case in such a colorful way. So I think you can take all of the characteristics and build it into your alter ego superpower.
Awesome. If anybody wants to connect with you, follow you, where's the best place to do that at?
You can find me pretty much anywhere. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on everything. Instagram, you can email me. I've got like multiple websites. I'm not hard to get a hold of. If you want to email me, it's Billie@mymodernlaw.com.
All right. And we did have a follow-up. So do you try and act like your alter ego when talking to clients, or is it really more limited to the marketing? I mean, he said, sorry, he's just interested in this concept.
You don't have to say sorry. We were supposed to be here till 1. So, I mean, the alter ego is real. So I'm not acting, I'm embracing. So there's a difference between like embracing Nadia. Like, normally I don't speak with a Brooklyn accent and want to bitch out these dudes, but I hate bullies and I like defending people, and I won't tolerate someone making somebody else uncomfortable or picking on them. So I was real when I bitched out these guys on the Las Vegas Strip, and I'm real when in consultations I let people know that, their ex's behavior isn't okay and we won't tolerate it. So it's the same thing.
Awesome. All right. So I think we're good to wrap up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun. I missed the conference, but hopefully we get to do it.
Hopefully, yes.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Maximum Lawyer Podcast. To stay in contact with your hosts and to access more content, go to MaximumLawyer.com. Have a great week and catch you next time.